Stephen and I met on OKCupid.
After 6 weeks, I decided to drive 2,654 miles across the country during a pandemic. Every morning as I was driving, I would record how many miles I had left. This is the sign. And Sarah had the honor of filling in the 0 when I got there. So why does it work? We get to be fully, completely who we are.
We are willing to be radically honest with ourselves and then share that with each other.
About everything, including the stuff that is not necessarily pleasant or nice.
Stephen and Sarah join us. Stephen is in Mexico. Sarah's visiting family in Philadelphia. Wait a minute, you two are still apart?
Very briefly.
I can look very briefly apart here. Stephen, let me start. First of all, I've got so many questions about the wedding outfits. There's a list of things here. But let's start with, I mean, it is such an adorable love story, but what made you take such a bold move? Where were you in your life, Stephen, that you wanted to bring down the wall, that you would travel 3,000 miles for love?
I don't know. I can't explain it. I have always been willing to take risks, and Sarah seemed like she was worth taking the risk. I looked at it as an adventure, and I didn't really have any doubt that we were going to have a strong connection when we met in person.
I love it. Listen, sometimes it's just that simple. She was worth the risk. I like that. I like the way you described it. Sarah, for you, you talk about radical honesty as your approach from the start. What does that mean? What does that look like? Radical honesty.
It means really being willing to look at what's going on inside yourself first. Radical honesty is being honest with yourself and not being afraid of what's true, and then being willing to share that. I've always been just myself with Stephen, and he keeps liking me. So I keep doing it.
Well, I know in your dating profile, you said you needed to be honest. And again, part of this show is honest conversation. After a certain age, people first think, why am I on the dating website? How much of myself do I want to share on the dating website? And you chose this pure honesty there. Letting down and breaking down that wall, was it a relief? Was it intimidating? How do you describe it?
It's important to be fearless. I want someone to love me for who I am, and so I really have nothing to lose. That's what it felt like when I went online, was what do I have to lose? And if I'm honest and someone really likes me for who I am, then that's so much more valuable and so much, that's worth having a relationship when I just get to be honest.
I love that. Stephen, for you, I was looking at the miles on the little cards that you were making, the billboards. And as the miles were going from 250 to 1,000, were there ever any second thoughts there? Or was it truly love or bust?
There were no second thoughts at all. None at all. I was just I was really convinced that it was worthwhile, and I was willing to do it, and I was having an adventure. I was posting it on Facebook and communicating with Sarah daily as I went along. And while I was doing it, I was teaching a summer course remotely. So I was teaching classes, a law school class from, a hotel room in Des Moines.
So you were so busy you couldn't be afraid. You're like teaching law class, driving, making signs, getting, But let me ask you, we all come with past pain, hurt, and fears. What did you do to correct the curve, to bring such joy that you seem to radiate right now? You're not even in the same room with me, and I feel this joy. What work did you put in to get there?
For me, it was, I said something to Sarah once, and she actually made it into a T-shirt, which was essentially that it's not even that so much that I'm brave. It's just that my heart has been broken and mended so many times that I wasn't afraid anymore of what would happen. that and I think of it like there's this Japanese art of mending pottery with gold, where you're not trying to hide the cracks.
Yeah.
You're trying to turn. You're recognizing and making all of the cracks beautiful into a beautiful whole, rather than trying to conceal it.
Oh my gosh, this is why you went viral and people fell in love with your story. Congratulations on everything. And can you just get into one location so I can see you in the same room at some point? Congratulations. Safe travels back to your honey. Thank you, Sarah.